What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another H.A.T format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your H.A.T format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. Anyways, the matchup I have for you today, we have Vincent Lay 12, who is going to be on Iron Chain, versus APJ, who is going to be on World of Prophecy Spellbook. So both of these decks very interesting, and decks that I don't really get the chance to show off often on this channel, so I'm really excited to actually check out this match. I did stumble into this while I was doing some other editing and things on my second monitor, so if you see my name in the corner, don't worry, I actually have no idea what happens in this match. And also I had some people messaging me during that match who saw that I was also spectating and said that I should definitely be checking this one out because the game one was really good, but I have no idea, so let's get straight into it and hopefully it lives up to the hype. And here it looks like Vincent is going to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Marauding Captain, Double Tool C and D. We'll definitely go over this in a second. Scrap Recycler, Crane, and DDR. So honestly, a very solid opener given they have Marauding Captain plus Scrap Recycler and a DDR already. And on the other side, we see Compulse Karma Cut, another card you don't see very often in this format. Very cool card. Temperance of Prophecy, Pot of Duality, and Blue Boy. So quickly coming down here, we have Double Tool C and D. This card says equip only to a Power Tool Dragon or level 4 or higher machine type Morphtronic monster you control. While equipped, during your turn, it gains 1,000 attack. If it attacks, any effects of the attack target that activate or apply on the field are negated during that battle phase. Very interesting effect. And then during your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot select a monster other than the equipped monster as an attack target. An opponent's monster that battles the equipped monster is destroyed at the end of the damage step. Very interesting card. You don't really see this, but this deck is a power tool, like turbo type of deck, so it definitely makes sense. It's just, I don't know how I feel about this versus the other equips, for example, DDR or some of the other things like the Phoenix Blades or stuff. And I'll also go over Karma Cut real quickly, as again, this is another card you don't see as often in the format. It says discard one card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls, banish that target, then banish all cards with the same name as that monster from your opponent's graveyard. So it is a very good card in certain matchups. But anyways, let's get into this match. Enough talking. Here, Vincent will get a Soul Charge for turn, so their hand just got even better. They're going to start their turn by summoning Marauding Captain, special summoning Scrap Recycler, using the effect and sending a copy of Coil before overlaying into Invoker, using Invoker, detaching the Marauding Captain, summoning a copy of Repairman, using Repairman to bring back the Coil, and then going off and synchroing into a copy of Power Tool Dragon, using the effect to reveal 3 equips, revealing another C&D, and a copy of DDR. So they are really in on those copies of Double Tool C and D, so maybe just trying to take advantage of the attack boost in most cases and try to end the game very quickly, because this deck can struggle in the grind game. And here it looks like they are going to get another copy of C and D. Then it looks like Soul Charge is going to be activated here, going and summoning back the Repairman, using the Repairman again since it is a soft once per turn to bring back that copy of Coil, and then synchro summoning into another copy of Power Tool. Keep in mind that the Coil is a tuner, a level 3 tuner, and that's how they're kind of able to synchro here. And anyways, the second Power Tool is going to activate, revealing a C&D, DDR, and a DDR. And here they are going to get another copy of C&D, so having both is very interesting. And it looks like they are going to equip one to the Power Tool Dragon and equip another to the other. Kind of weird why they would even go for activating these right away. I guess, let me double check the opponent's turn effect. Your opponent cannot select a monster other than the equipped monster as an attack target. Oh, so what they're doing is they're kind of trying to pseudo lock it, because they would have to attack, say, this one because it's equipped, but this one is also equipped, so they have to attack this one, therefore making so they actually can't attack. So that actually is kind of funny in a lot of cases, though. I feel like in certain decks, having all of this board presence would make you super susceptible to something like a Exciton Knight, but very neat to see that. Anyways, here APJ gets a copy of Wisdom, and let's see what they choose to do? They're going to start their turn by normal summoning Blue Boy, and there it looks like they grabbed a copy of Secrets, activated it, got Master, revealing the Wisdom to copy Secrets, grabbing the copy of Fate. From here, they're going to activate the Duality and reveal a Master, Bottomless, and Warning. Here, taking the copy of Warning, knowing that, you know, between Karma Cut and Fate, they will be able to clear the board pretty well, so stopping the summons is going to be necessary here. And after that, it looks like they are going to set 4 and pass it over to Vincent, who gets another copy of Scrap Recycler. And here in draw phase, it looks like Compulse is going to be activated, putting back that copy of Power Tool Dragon, and then using Karma Cut, getting rid of the copy of Spellbook of Wisdom and banishing the other Power Tool Dragon. So very easily cleaning that up. And then still in draw phase, activating Fate and banishing 3 to banish the Invoker, really clearing the board. So now this Warning is just going to do a lot, though they don't know that, you know, the DDR is in hand, meaning they can go and actually bring back this copy of Power Tool. So maybe they should have let some stuff happen here, but here going and summoning the Crane and using the effect, trying to bring back the Coil. And it looks like APJ is going to allow it here, going for a copy of Invoker, using the effect, and APJ is going to stop that. So here we will see the DDR come down, banishing the copy, or discarding the copy of Recycler to bring back the banished copy of Power Tool, and here activating the double tool C and D. And real quick, so they didn't use this effect, and we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 equips. So either that means that they don't have enough equips, or they're just choosing not to use this effect, because this says once per turn, reveal 3 equip cards from your deck. Then your opponent randomly adds 1 of them to your hand, and the rest get shuffled back in. So that would mean that pretty much, I guess, yeah, they wouldn't have enough targets there, maybe. So maybe they're only on, if we see 4 here, maybe they're only on 6. So they don't have 3 to reveal, which means they would be on like 3 C and D and then a copy of DDR, but, or 3 copies of DDR, but it's kind of hard to say for sure. Anyways, going to battle phase and running over the Blue Boy. Keep in mind that the Power Tool is gaining 1,000 attack here. Or wait, actually, does this just have its effects negated, or is that during your turn it gains 1,000 attack? If it attacks, any effects of the attack target that activate or apply on the field are negated. Oh wait, so it's not negating this, it's negating what it battles. Is that what I'm reading here? Any effects of the attack target. That, okay, a very interesting card. I really haven't dealt with this much, so I'm not entirely sure all the interactions. This is very new to me. Here, it looks like they are just passing. APJ gets a copy of High Priestess, which unfortunately isn't going to do much, so just setting the copy of Temperance, very unfortunate. And here, Vincent gets probably the best draw in the deck, getting a copy of the Iron Chain guy to, you know, get their play started again. And there, APJ is just going to scoop it up. So moving on into game 2, APG will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Compulse, Upstart, Scrap Recycler, C and D, and DDR. And on the other side, we see Secrets, Duality, Power, Temperance, and Book of Moon. And here they do get a draw for turn, getting another copy of Power, so they are on multiple Power as well. And here they are going to go and activate Duality, revealing Max C, Stoic of Prophecy. Very cool card. Also, I made a whole video on this at one point. It says when this card is sent to the graveyard, add 1 level 3 Prophecy monster from your deck to your hand. So really cool card. And they're also revealing a copy of Eternity. Here, let's see, they are going to take the Max C. They know that Vincent is a combo deck, so very smart to take that here. And then here, activating the Secrets to grab Blue Boy to then add a copy of Master, activating Master, revealing Power, and getting a copy of Tower. So now they have that online. And from there, they are just setting the Book of Moon after activating the Tower and passing it over to Vincent, who gets another copy of Upstart. Here, they're going to activate Upstart, getting a copy of Gores. Interesting to see that, but this deck doesn't really play that much back row, and when it does, it's usually chainables. And here, activating the other Upstart, getting a copy of Call the Haunted. After that, normal summoning the Scrap Recycler, using the effect and sending the Iron Chain Coil before going to battle phase and attacking into the Blue Boy, which the Book of Moon's going to be activated on, so it will get flipped down, and then when the attack continues, the Blue Boy flips up, searching a copy of Secrets, and then after that, going main phase 2, setting 2, and back over to APJ, who gets a copy of Crescent. I was almost curious if they weren't not going to be on Crescent, given that they are, you know, still on the dualities as well as a few other things. I feel like some builds like try to be more modern with Spellbook, and while Crescent is a great card, it's only really good I want to say early in the game, because you have to have no what's it called? No Spellbook spells in the graveyard. So it says if you have no Spellbook spell cards in the graveyard, you can use it. And then also you can't activate any other spell cards the turn you activate it except Spellbook spells. So that's what I'm kind of going with the Book of Moon and, for example, the copies of Duality. So a little interesting that they are on it, but definitely not bad. The older builds definitely played that as well. So maybe there was just inspiration from that. But let's keep going here in the standby phase. The copy of Tower is going to trigger, putting back the copy of Secrets and drawing a copy of Karma Cut. So very good draw there. And after that, they're going to take a second to think. This Temperance is going to need to do something. Summoning the Temperance, activating the copy of Secrets, and grabbing a copy of Wisdom. Yeah, so on the summon there, maybe there may have been a reason to activate the copy of Compulse, though at the same time with so many cards in hand, if they, you know, that copy of Wisdom was already there, they kind of lose out anyways. So choosing to hold it, and after that, we are going to see the Temperance activating, which this says, let me just double check, during the main phase, if you have activated a Spellbook spell previously this turn, you contribute this card's special summon 1 level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster type monster from your deck. You cannot special summon another level 5 or higher monster during the turn you activate this effect. Now this does, for the effect of tributing, it tributes for cost. So unless they're doing it on the resolution, this Compulse would not work here. But even if it were to be the case that they were doing it on the resolution of, say, the Secrets or whatever, then the Wisdom already kind of deals with that. So here we are, regardless, seeing the Wisdom, which, given that they activated it and then activate this, it's to be assumed that it was before this actually triggered here, but now it is unaffected by traps, so they can go and use the effect regardless. And here they are going to summon a copy of World of Prophecy. This is a really, really cool card, known more so during Dragon Ruler format when there was access to the main Spellbook spell, I'm forgetting the name right now. I'm trying to remember what it was called. The Spellbook of Judgment. But anyways, this card says when this card is special summoned by the effect of a spellcaster type monster or a Spellbook spell card, you can target 2 Spellbook spell cards in your graveyard, add those targets to your hand. You cannot special summon other monsters during the turn you activate this effect, and when you add a card or cards to your hand by this effect, you can reveal 4 Spellbook spell cards with different names in your hand, destroy all other cards on the field. So definitely a house of a card. 2,900 attack is definitely not bad at all. And here they are going to be able to trigger that, and that will put them at 4 different names, depending obviously on what they're picking up here, or I guess just in most cases, taking back the copy of Wisdom and Master, and then here going, and let me just double check, when the cards you can reveal. Okay, so it's optional there. Obviously, it destroys all other cards on the field, so not wanting to do that because they don't want to pop their own tower here, which makes sense. So after that, going and activating this copy of Master, revealing one of them, whatever they had just added, and then copying Secrets, obviously, that was still in graveyard, and going and picking up that copy of Fate. After that, activating Power, going to battle phase and attacking over the Recycler, taking a lot of damage, and here the Power is going to trigger, adding a copy of Eternity. After that, it looks like APJ is going to set the Fate, set the Karma Cut, set the copy of Wisdom, and they are definitely in a commanding position here. And over to Vincent, who gets a copy of Marauding Captain, which probably is not going to be enough here. Summoning the Marauding Captain, going Call the Haunted, Max C's chained to that, scrap Recycler summon. APJ gets another copy of Max C. Recycler is going to trigger its effect. APJ says it's good, sending a copy of Coil, overlaying into a copy of Mechwhip Engineer. They say it's good, and then here we see a copy of Mathematician drawn, which is a very common card that is played in the builds that are playing Stoic of Prophecy, simply because you can send it and get the trigger there. And anyways, after that, we do see the Karma Cut activated, getting rid of the Max C, banishing the Mechquip Engineer, and Vincent is going to scoop that one up. So moving on into a game number 3, very cool to see. We will see Vincent start this one out. Opening hands, we see the Double Tool CND, Solemn Warning, Scrap Recycler, Marauding Captain, and Summoner Monk. So again, opening that combo of Marauding Captain and Scrap Recycler is so strong, backed up with Warning as well. And on the other side, we see Book of Moon, Spellbook of Secrets, Spellbook of Power, Blue Boy, and Tower. And here Vincent will get a draw for turn, getting an Upstart Goblin, firing it off right away and getting a Compulse. So very similar to the first game and a very strong hand. Summoning Marauding Captain, going Scrap Recycler, using the effect, sending Coil, overlaying for the Invoker into the Repairman. Repairman is going to bring back the Coil here. And from there, we'll probably see another copy of Power Tool, which we are going to see come down using the effect, revealing the CND, and the DDR, and this time getting the copy of DDR, activating the CND, setting to back row, over to APJ, who gets a copy of High Priestess. So honestly, now Vincent is in a very rough spot in a weird way, because even if they Solemn Warning, say the High Priestess, the Blue Boy can still be summoned, though it will kind of stop them in a sense, because it turns off the Master plays. It means that there's a couple other things they wouldn't be able to do. For example, Fate needs a spellcaster on board, so it does make it a little awkward in that sense if they go in that order, but we will have to see, and let's actually see. Here we are going to see the secrets activated, getting a copy of Wisdom, so that actually answers that very well. After that, we are going to see the High Priestess attempting to summon here, revealing 3, and is it going to go? They are allowing it, so choosing not to use the warning on this. And there, High Priestess is going to use its effect, banishing the secrets to pop the copy of Power Tool. And then Blue Boy is summoned, adding a copy of Master. And then here, just activating the copy of Power, using the Master, revealing Tower to double the copy of Power on the High Priestess. And here, going to battle phase and running over the Invoker. And here we'll see the copy of Power get to add a copy of Eternity and Fate. And then the Blue Boys attacking in. So really interesting why they didn't try to stop anything with the warning or the compulse. Like, I think there's definitely a strong argument to try to stop the High Priestess there, unless they thought maybe they had a read that they had a second High Priestess or something. But even at that rate, it's almost worth going and using the warning and then compulsing and making them waste the copy of Wisdom in a sense. But I don't know, that's a strange position to be in, but I feel like they definitely got out of the game very quickly by not taking advantage of any of that. I don't know, but here, main phase 2, activating the copy of Eternity, getting back the copy of Secrets that was banished, activating Tower, setting 2, and here in the end phase, we're going to see the Compulse activated, and APJ is going to allow it, despite they still did have the copy of Wisdom, so if they really wanted, they could have chained it there, and here we'll see Vincent get a copy of Call of the Haunted. And let's see what they actually choose to do here. Normal summoning the Monk, and that is going to be met with Fate right away to banish it. Main phase, or I guess still in main phase, setting the copy of Call of the Haunted, passing it over. Here APJ gets a copy of Tower. Standby Tower will trigger, putting back the copy of Fate and drawing a Mathematician. Normal summoning Mathematician, sending Stoic, using Stoic to get a copy of Temperance for good follow-up on the next turn. Book of Moon on the Blue Boy. Blue Boy will flip itself up and get a copy of Fate, and Vincent is really allowing all of this. Here we do see the High Priestess going and summoning itself, and are they going to allow this one again? They are, and so here we're going to see the secrets. Oh no, they are going to stop it with the warning, so going back and finally using that. Again, I feel like they really could have prevented a good amount of that had they just used that prior. But anyways, here we are going to see the secrets activate, going into a copy of Master reveal, and get a copy of Power by copying the secrets, activating Power on the Mathematician, and swinging and pushing for game. Here we're going to see Call the Haunted activated, but we are also going to see the Fate chain to that, banishing 3 and banishing the Call of the Haunted, and APJ is going to take this one with the World of Prophecy Spellbook deck. I definitely think Vincent kind of threw there at the end in this third game, but definitely an entertaining game and a really cool deck to see. Both of these decks are honestly really cool to see. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.